YouTube? It's your boy back again once again with another video classic. And today, people, we're going to recap everything that happened last night in the NBA since the playoffs are weeks away. And P.S. the rookies are not trash, okay? Like, I feel like we need to give the rookies an opportunity and a chance to actually develop. A lot of people are saying that the rookies are trash, but I don't think they're trash. Like, if you look at Joel Embiid, Dario Saric, even though they're not technically rookies, they balling. And Joel Embiid is looking like a franchise centerpiece. He's looking like a superstar. So, I'm not with y'all on that one. And Brandon Ingram, Chris Dunn, Jamal Murray, a lot of those guys didn't even get no clock. So, like, they just not playing Brandon Ingram, and he's putting together some great games. So, I just think everybody needs to hold on that. But today I want to start off with Kevin Durant. The fireworks. I always call this part of the season, the end of the season. This is the fireworks. This is when you're going to get a lot of high point totals from players. You're going to get, triple doubles. You're going to get win streaks. You're going to get a lot of things, basically, just to top off the season. Because a lot of players, their season ends when the playoffs start. So, first off, Kevin Durant's back, he was alright, looked a little bit rusty, but he really got it going like in the second half. He had 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting on 6 of 15 shooting. Klay Thompson gave him 20 points. The bench really stepped up, though. When I watched the game, like Iguodala, Ian Clark, JaVale McGee, they gave them really, really solid minutes coming in. And then that's another thing, like, when you think about, like, Draymond did his thing, 13-8. Steph Curry didn't play, but that's just why I feel like this team is so dangerous, because when you sit back and think about it, like, they're doing all this without players. Okay, you sit out of Steph Curry, we can still blow out a team. You sit out KD, we can still blow out teams. And that's the 14th win for Golden State in a row, so yeah, they're looking good. But the one person that I do want to shout out to New Orleans, even though Anthony Davis and Boogie did not play, Drew Holiday did have a double-double last night, but Quinn Cook, the Duke rookie, who was in the D-League last year, I mean, not last year, but this year, I think it was last year, because I think he did play on the team last year with Justice Winslow and them, Jaleel Okafor. Yeah, it was. But that kid had 22 points and 3 assists. And, he was looking pretty good out there. I know Steph Curry didn't play and you were playing, backup, but he looked good. Next game, you got Portland versus Utah in a game. Basically, Portland needs to win every game. Well, pretty much, I think they're locked for the AC. Denver, they're back. I don't know where are they? Where's Denver at for the AFC? Okay, so they're like two games back. They're 38-41, and Portland is 40-40 right now. So when you really think about it on that level, like, yeah, I think Denver's gonna miss the playoffs this year. But Dame Doc, he comes up with 26 points, 9 for 14 in the first quarter. Crazy stat line. Didn't score nothing in the second quarter, and then ending the game off with 59 points. You know what I'm saying? So he basically strung up 33 points in 2 quarters, which means he had a 16-point and a 17-point quarter. He shot 9 for 14 from the threes. He made 14 free throws. He shot 18 for 34. He missed 16 shots, but CJ McCollum, nobody else really stepped up. I think Harkless had like 12, but Dame Dot was all. For the Utah Jazz, Gordon Hayward and Rudy Gobert, they had solid games. Rudy Gobert putting on his Defensive Player of the Year campaign, 4 blocks, double-double, 13 and 11 on efficient, 5 and 6 shooting. And we got Gordon Hayward with 21 points, 50% shooting, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, But the nod goes to Dame Dot, because 59 points, man, he was on fire. You had the Spurs and the Clippers play yesterday, and with the win, the Clippers are actually clinched, well, they were on the tiebreak on Utah since Utah lost to Portland, and also, they basically, with them winning, they clinched the playoffs for the number 7 seed, which is Memphis. So Memphis clinched the playoffs with the Spurs losing yesterday, so we're going to see another boring-ass Memphis Spurs playoff series. Well, at least now we all know that, at least the Spurs are going to make it out the first round this year. So, yeah, that's good. And hopefully Memphis, they make some type of significant move with their team. I think it's just over for that. Like, I mean, y'all paid Mike Conley, so the point guard is not the problem anymore for you guys, so y'all can't say that. So you need Tony Allen, Zach Randolph, those guys. Maybe time to go. But like I say, Memphis clinched the 7th seed. The Clippers do own the tiebreaker since Utah blew it last night. And Utah, they have a tough schedule. Like, I kind of wanted OKC to get in that top 5 because I want them to play the Warriors, the second round, because we all want them to play the Warriors. But that's probably not going to happen because now I heard they're locked for the 6th seed. So they're going to definitely be playing up against James Harden in the first round. So now I really feel like MVP voters, I understand y'all all want to do the sympathy vote, go for Russell, but let's be real now. If you telling me, James Harden is a player who's making players like Eric Gordon, who was injured, the past 4 years. Like, we haven't seen a great Eric Gordon since he played for the Clippers. Like, Eric Gordon has been nowhere since he played for the Clippers, 4, 5, 6 years ago? So for people to come and say, like, yeah, James Harden has such a better team than Russell Westbrook when Eric Gordon hasn't played in the league for 5 years, or consistent enough minutes, or played consistently to even have a starting spot or even a 6-man spot. Ryan Anderson, where's Ryan Anderson been for his career? Like, okay, he's a good shooter, but for New Orleans, what did he do? He did nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got James Harden giving these guys the ability to have career years. Nene, who played on Washington. Do you understand Washington was not a playoffs team last year? Like let's be real. Patrick Beverley. Nobody thought Patrick Beverley could knock down jump shots, but Patrick Beverley is looking like a great 3-and-D player, thanks to what James Harden brings to the table. Now, Trevor Ariza is the only champion and player who's been there because he played with Kobe, but other than that, Lou Williams, these guys are unsuccessful players. And you telling me a player who, James Harden, who averaged 29 points last year, runner-up MVP, for you to tell me with that team, Dwight Howard last year, they was barely in the playoffs, and you lose Dwight Howard. Everybody thought Russell Westbrook would have a great season and they would still make the playoffs. Nobody ever once said that James Harden was going to be number 3 in the whole league. Nobody said that. So I understand the triple-double hype, but James Harden is doing more for his team because Russell is stat padding, a.k.a. not making anyone on his team better. You can't look at anybody on OKC and say, well, hey, they're having a better year than they did last year. As far as I'm concerned, Steven Adams, Enes Kanter are having down years compared to what they had last year. So I say this. If Russell Westbrook wins MVP, he is proving the point as to why Kevin Durant left and as to why he probably won't ever win a championship. And I think he's selfish. Like, I mean, nobody wants to say that. You're going to argue me and say he averages 10 assists. How can he be selfish? Well, when you think about it, the success of that team is built around Russell Westbrook this year. Okay, we get it. We get it. Kevin Durant left you, but Kevin Durant left you to join a team. To join a team of players who were continuity and they all wanted to play together. Something has to speak for that. The reason why he chose Golden State as opposed to going to just another team. Kevin Durant could have went to Boston or Washington or any of them other teams and made them great. Why did he choose Golden State? Because they were a team. They were a complete team and they were selfless. And I say with this triple-double, you see, like everybody will say, it's at least 2 rebounds Russell Westbrook gets a game that don't really contribute to winning or helping the team. So when you think about that, you're telling me in the game against, and this is funny too. He had a press conference where he says that, well, the reporter asks, were you trying to chase, the assists? You were wide open. Like, why weren't you taking the shots? That's how you blatantly know he's chasing the triple-double, right? Now, granted, I appreciate it. Like, seeing a triple-double ever happen in my lifetime. My thing is, with the logic that you guys are using, LeBron James might as well just be MVP every year then. Because if you basing it solely on numbers, not win share, because he's number 6, so that will probably put him probably number 5 in the East, But regardless of the fact, with the Russell Westbrook criteria that y'all are giving the MVP award, I feel as though LeBron James, you might as well go ahead and sew it up. If motherfucking Russell Westbrook win this year, LeBron James might as well win the rest of them until he retire, because that's what you're saying. Winning doesn't matter. If you talk about the most valuable player, it sickens me to listen to some of the YouTubers that I like to listen to say ignorant things like, well, the MVP is the most productive player and the player who has the most value to his team. You cannot say that, because every player who's a superstar or star player on a team brings a value to their team that's more special than the next. You can't tell me LeBron James, what he's bringing to his team, knowing that the Cavs are 4-19 without him, that's a legitimate MVP case. You take Dwight Howard off a number 8 seed, and James Harden by himself makes him a number 3 seed. That's an MVP caliber player. You look at Kawhi Leonard. He's impacting the game offensively and defensively. The only knock to Kawhi Leonard is Popovich, okay? Isaiah Thomas, you talk about value to his team. Okay, if you want to use that criteria, this man is leading the league in fourth quarter scoring. If you want to be technical, Isaiah Thomas is the MVP. Then you want to talk about Steph Curry. You want to talk about Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? All these guys bring value to the team. The fact that Russell Westbrook is averaging 10 rebounds, 10 assists is great. You know, I don't want to take nothing from that. But this epic rant has to come to an end, because I think James Harden is the MVP. He has a better record than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Y'all favorite player is LeBron James, and James Harden has a better record. You telling me that y'all gonna give Russell Westbrook the sympathy MVP award because Kevin Durant left him? Like, that's what we're a man's league. You know, all men. You take feelings out. This shit is all business, nothing personal. You telling me that you gonna give Russell Westbrook MVP because of sympathy? Because you feel bad for that man? Because he over there by himself with Steven Adams and Enes Kanter, who are both 7-footers, who could average 10 rebounds, who had great years last year, who are having down years. Why? Because Russell Westbrook is selfish. I get it. You know, y'all love him. Y'all hate the Warriors, Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? But I think these things, to me, is like this, right? All-star vote. He didn't even start an all-star game. You talk about championship pedigree. Like, where is he going in the future? What stars want to come play with Russell Westbrook knowing that he's out there padding the triple-doubles or padding the stats, period? The whole point of losing Kevin Durant, like, you got to ask yourself this. How do you recover from Kevin Durant? What kind of player do you get after losing Kevin Durant? I don't get it.